See yourself as you will one day become. What was the African prince's secret? There once was an African prince who was born a hunchback. On his 12th birthday, his father, the king, asked him what would he like to receive as a birthday gift. Bent over and looking up, the boy replied, "I would like a statue of myself." Upon hearing of his child's desires, the father was confused. He wished he had never brought up the subject. The last thing in the world he wanted for his young son was for him to be mocked. In an effort to change the boy's mind, the king asked, "Certainly, there must be something else you want." But the prince replied, "No, I want a statue of myself." "But don't misunderstand me, father. I do not want a statue of myself as I appear now. Rather, I would like a statue of how I would look if I stood straight." Well, the poor king was distraught. He thought his son's reasoning was even worse. "Furthermore," said the prince, "I would like the figure to be placed outside my window in the garden where I can see it every day." Reluctantly, his father finally agreed to his son's wishes, and the statue was erected. Every day, in a routine fashion, the boy would stand before his statue. Day in and day out, he would stretch and reach and extend and strain to mimic the 6-foot replica. He did this without fail several times a day, each day for 8 years. On his 21st birthday, something happened. The prince stood with his shoulders erect, head straight, staring eyeball to eyeball with his likeness. For this once humpback, 4-foot tall youth was now the pillar of strength and power, with a body and equally impressive self-image. What was the young prince's secret? Well, as the poet says, "What thou seest, thou beest." Now ask yourself, how do you visualize yourself? What are the words, pictures, and images that cross your mind when you think of yourself? Get centered by seeing yourself as you really are, as you will one day become. Words, pictures, and images have an incredible power. You must recognize this power and use it as if your life depended on it, because it does. This is the first step towards bringing about the physical equivalent of your thoughts. See yourself as you will one day become. This was the African prince's secret.